Hey guys, welcome to this showcase of Star Conflict. Star Conflict is a free-to-play MMO. It's quite similar in style to War Thunder and World of Tanks, in that you basically you upgrade all your ships and your equipment in your hangar, but all the battle is done in games. Like, generally, I think it's 15 versus 15 is how big they are on this game, although it can vary depending on how many people that are queued up. Now, I have played this game since closed beta, but when I say I have played this game, I mean I've had access to it. I haven't really played it that much. And that's mainly the whole, because I live in New Zealand, and these kind of games, well, when you're playing with 300 ping, you just can't be competitive, you just have so much of a disadvantage. But, I have been giving this game another go, and it seems a little better, but, I'll mention more about this at the end of the video, because there is a but here. So, why did I start playing this game? Well, one, because it's cool, you know. I like this kind of game. I like the style of both War Thunder and World of Tanks and the way the gameplay works. And also because I don't know how many of you would have heard of or played this game, but I used to play a game called Black Prophecy, which was made by Reactor and Gamago. And it was a cool game. It was one of my favorites actually, but it did get shut down, and I think largely due to a massive hack attack on the servers, but that's just my personal hypothesis. I'm not sure if that's actually what happened. But yeah, that is mainly the reason why I have started to play this game again. It's because, you know, I've really been craving that gameplay that Black Prophecy offered, and it's the closest thing I've ever found to it. It's no replacement, but it's still definitely worth a play. So, this game has three factions. You have the Empire, the Federation, and Jericho. They all have different styles of ships. I haven't really played this game enough to know if they're all to know the pros and cons of each race, or whether they even have any, or if it's just aesthetic. But yeah, if you like War Thunder or World of Tanks or any kind of flight sim or space sim, although it's quite sort of arcade in nature, it's still pretty fun and definitely worth a play. However, if you're concerned about the whole lag issue, stick around to the end of the video and I will explain in a bit more detail all of that stuff. So here we are with some gameplay. As you see, before you start the battle up, you get to select between a few ships. The ships you have in your hangar are ones you can use in battle. You can use ships multiple times, as you'll see throughout this video. But this is just a random game I had. I just popped up Razer Screencast, hoping that I get a decent game that actually worked, so that's the game here. Sadly, it has no in-game replay system like World of Tanks or War Thunder does, so it makes matches a little tricky to catch. But I get the feeling at some point it'll probably be added. So as you can hear, we have, this is not in-game soundtrack by the way, this is Ace Combat. I believe this particular track is called Prelude Joint Operation, if I'm correct. Let's see. Yeah. Prelude Joint Operation is what this track is called, from Ace Combat X, Skies of Deception. So, I just love to play Ace Combat with this game because it's just such a perfect match, and Ace Combat soundtrack makes any game a million times more awesome. So, as you can see, the gameplay is quite fast-paced, but it's not so fast-paced that you're dead in 2 seconds. You have a chance to react. And as you can see, I just used this ship's special ability, which is Micro Warp Drive. It allows you to either get in or get out fast. I tend to use the ability more defensively, as you'll see throughout this video. And I'm about to go full retard because the music just gets too epic. I'm like, this is Sparta. And I try and take on the entire enemy fleet, but it doesn't really work. So you will have noticed this game has missiles. I'll fire a few off throughout the video, like there's one there. which is a nice little thing that can get you you know, that kill. You may not quite be able to keep your target on them, but you just fire off a missile. There are countermeasures for missiles, but that requires sacrificing a slot. So now you see I switched to my my fighter. What I was in before is called an Interceptor, rather than this is called a fighter. The other type is called a frigate. I don't really play those. I just prefer the faster paced types. So see me. There's quite a few bots in this match just because it's lower tier. I find that well, in bot matches my lag is okay, but if I'm in a match with lots of players, I just really can't be competitive because it's just too much ping. But like I said, more on that later. So I'm just hunting down this guy, and we get a damage assist for it. So there are a lot of different classes in this game, but the three basic classes are, there's three classes with offshoots from that class. You have Interceptors, which are, that's the first ship you saw me using. They're like the lightest, most nimble ships. They don't pack as much direct firepower as fighters or frigates, but they do make up for it in speed. So the offshoots of that class are Recon, which is the one I was playing earlier. They're great at getting into a fight fast, or pretty damn good at getting out of a pinch, as you saw. As a pinch? In a pinch, should I say. But, yeah, that's the one I was using earlier. I really do quite like that class. It's my favourite so far. You got ECM, which has a special module that can make the enemy ship immobilize. Oh, sorry, that makes your ship immobilize, but invincible for a short amount of time. And when the shield is done, it'll like burst and disable all enemy ships for a few seconds, so you can make a bit of getaway, or you could take advantage of that paralysis that you caused upon them. You got Covert Ops, which is damage dealing. It has a plasma web, which pretty much is just, you know, a straight damage ability. It just like damage over times the enemy. So now nice kill there, as you saw. Now fighters. This is a fighter, but we're going to frigate first, just for, you know, it's easy to compare if that's the way you do it. So you got long range frigates. Name pretty much sums it up. They're good at long range combat. They have disintegrator beam. God, I really hate those. They just like one shot you. But they don't have as much hull strength as most frigates, but they can mount some more turrets. Frigates, FYI, I forgot to actually mention. I is best commentator. They're very powerful, well armoured, but they're large, cumbersome, and pretty damn slow. You got the Guard, which is another offshoot of the frigate. They have very strong hulls. They can't take that much punishment. Sorry, that can take a lot of punishment. But they can use a shield that absorbs a lot of damage, which in turn buffs their weapon power as they take the damage, so that's quite useful. Then you got the Engineering, which are your healer ships. They'll support allies and spawn a little guard drone to protect yourself and allies. Sounds quite cool. I don't really play frigates, so it's just I prefer these faster paced ones, as I said earlier. Now fighters, that's what I'm flying right now. It's called a fighter, although you'd expect the first one to be called a fighter. This is a fighter. You see I get owned there. A little bit overconfident. And that's generally how you die on this game, so you just get a little overconfident. But fighters, they're somewhere in between interceptors and frigates. So the gunship, which was one I was using before, has that burst fire ability known as overdrive. They've so they can just completely buff their rate of fire really quickly and just take something down at an incredible speed. And the class also has a slight passive bonus to all damage. You got Command, which has a powerful shield, makes it invulnerable until the energy reserves of the ship are depleted. So it pretty much takes your energy reserves into the shield. You got Tackler, which has a cloaking device, can be used offensively or defensively as an option to retreat. Has some quite good mobility debuffs too. So that is a game in this game. As you can see, we collect some loot. If you win, you get to collect some loot. And also you can commend a player. So if a player does particularly well, or on your team or enemy team, you have one commendation each game. You can commend them for their good gameplay, which I think is pretty neat. I always commend someone, whether they're on my team or enemy team. But yeah, so let's go onto the hangar now, and I'll show you some ships, as well as just sum up what I think of this game. So here we are in the hangar. As you can see here, this is where we keep all our ships. You saw a bit of this hangar earlier on in the video, amongst me sporadically going across all the ships. So any ships that you have bought, you can just pop into your hangar. So I could pop buy that. I think I can spare 1 credit for this video, and just pop that guy in there, and that will be available in your next battle, but I don't really need that in there, so I'll remove it for now. So yeah, mainly I'm just going to show you what all the ships look like, because there are some pretty cool ships on this game. Some pretty damn cool looking ships. So these are the Empire ships. I think they're my favorite design, so I decided to go with that race for that being my main reason. So here's your fighters. They got some pretty damn nice looking fighters. Now for each model is generally just a few different camo variations or very subtle physical variations in the designs. But you know, that's cool. It reminds me, some of these later designs of the Empire remind me a bit of Black Prophecy and what their ships look like. Particularly the TIE ships in Black Prophecy have the sort of 2 wings going out of the front of the ship. Sort of 2 spikes, if you will. We got something like Prometheus, another cool looking ship. Magnetar. Pretty sweet looking Interceptor there. And it seems that the Empire ships seem to sort of go for the 3 engines or 3 sets of engines. If you look, all designs seem to have that sort of thing in common. Not all of them, but from my observations, most of them do. Let's go on to the fighters. Got some pretty cool designs. But yeah, they tend to be pretty cool designs. I particularly like the Apollo. That is a pretty badass looking ship in my opinion. But you know, you obviously you want to see the big guys, so here are the big guys. Obviously the higher the tier, generally the cooler it looks. You know, this looks quite cool but basic. Oops. We got several offshoots of that. Then we got bigger and better looking. Then you got even bigger and even better looking. This ship looks completely badass, in my opinion. There's some pretty neat designs on this game, really. Then you got the sort of the final frigate, which I don't like as much as some of the earlier ones, but still cool. So that's only a small portion of the ships. There are probably some more premium ones that look different in there. Then you have the Federation. Various different types of ships. These are the fighters. I'm not a massive fan of the Federation ships. They just look a little, I don't know, they just don't really look as cool as some of the other ones in my personal opinion. You see, yeah, not a fan of that one. But, you know, the looks aren't really... Well, they are important, but, you know, they're not the most important thing. Various different fighters. I do not like this endgame Interceptor, though. Yeah, not a fan. But, yeah. I'm not saying... I mean, these designs are still cool, but, you know, just not as cool as one might like. But tell you what are awesome for this, for the Federation, are the frigates. Yep. Some pretty cool designs going on there. Got the Grizzly, which is pretty badass. And finally, the T-Rex, which is like pretty damn awesome. You have to admit that's awesome. If you don't admit it's awesome, you have no soul. Then you got Jericho, which have very sort of sleek, high-tech looking designs. Quite sort of flat and angular. Oops. But I kind of think all the Jericho ones are a little samey at times. I mean, they all look cool, but they also look cool in the exact same way, if you get what I'm talking about. That one's quite nice, though. And the endgame one is pretty cool as well. But most of the ships I just find look a little samey. Just showing you these models because they're epic. I really like the ship design on this game. It's just, you know, some better than others. So I went with the ones which are better. Well, that's a cool one. I like that. The Razor. A bit of a unique look going for it. Another quite cool design. It's not that I dislike any of the designs on this game, it's just I prefer different ones. That's all. Don't worry, we're almost done. The torch will soon end. Already seen that one. But yeah, I went for the Imperial ships merely because I just prefer them. However, you know, they may look cool, but, you know, the looks are only really that. So, to sum up this game, I really do like this game, but, I find I just can't really play it because of the whole New Zealand lag. It just makes it quite tricky to be competitive. If you're playing with 400 ping opposed to players who are playing with 50, you really can't. Oops, I should stop doing that. You really can't dominate the battlefield or anything if you're playing 400 ping, because you're fighting your own ship as much as you are the enemy. You're trying to make sure you don't go careening into asteroids. And I find it's fine if you're playing against matches that are mostly bots, but when you get into proper matches where, you know, it's all players, it's just pretty much uncontrollable and you just can't really kill anything. So this is a game that I really want to like and I really want to be able to play properly, but I just can't. It's a real shame. But you guys who have good internet, yeah, you may have better luck than I at this game. I definitely recommend it. Just heed my warning if you are from a country that is not renowned for its epic internet speeds. So yeah, there are obviously more mechanics and things I haven't explained, like the whole contracts and XP and synergy and all that, but you'll learn that if you get in the game. It's got quite a good tutorial system. All these people will give you various missions throughout the game. They'll just tell you how to get started. There's also a tutorial level that will pop up when you start playing. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Note of advice, I am moving house next week, so there may or may not be a video depending if I'm all set up and able to record a video. So just yeah, there may or may not be a video next week. I can't promise anything. But thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Remember to rate this video if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you on the next one, folks.